निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे, निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे चलते ही रहेंगे हम, हृदय भरा भरपूर.
This beautiful short devotional song that you heard in a voice that you are very familiar with by now, the voice of Mithu, was about fearlessness and courage. The two go together. One can't be courageous without being fearless. And in absolute terms, even if we accept only as an article of faith without necessarily realizing it through an experience, even if we accept it as a matter of faith, that all that is the one divine, then we can be fearless, because all that includes ourselves. And if it is all one, whom do we need to fear from? Because fear implies at least two. If there's only one, who is afraid of whom? But then that is something which is sometimes difficult to put into practice. And that is why we then turn to the divine. We know the divine is the one that all is, but still we have a tendency to look at that as our savior, our guide, as the one to whom we can always turn in difficult times, when we need courage to face a crisis, or the courage to do what is right. Because doing what is right also takes a lot of courage. When we are surrounded with a lot of negativity, even doing the right thing, even if we are convinced about it, takes a lot of courage. And therefore we turn to the divine to get that courage to feel fearless and do the right thing. But then the divine again sometimes becomes a nameless, faceless, amorphous entity, and we want to see it in a human form, the form that we can relate to. And that's why if the mother is with us, then why do we have to fear? It's something like this, once a child was told not to be afraid at night. God is always with you. God is always there everywhere. But the child still insisted that its mother, his or her mother, should sleep with him. The mother was trying to convince the child, why do you have to be afraid? God is there, even at night, even when it is dark, God is always with you. The child said, but mom, I need God with a skin. So we all need a God with a skin, and that's why we turn to a human form like the mother. And that support, the support of the divine, or whoever symbolizes the divine to us, never fails us. That is the only support that is always with us, and that is why we tend to turn to it. And if we turn to it, we need not turn to anybody else. So that was this song about fearlessness and courage.
निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे, निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे चलते ही रहेंगे हम, हृदय भरा भरपूर साहस, हृदय भरा भरपूर साहस, इसे न होने देंगे कम, इसे न होने देंगे कम, निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे चलते ही रहेंगे हम, हृदय भरा भरपूर साहस, इसे न होने देंगे कम, इसे न होने देंगे कम, निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे. जब जननी है संग हमारे तो भला क्यों डरेंगे हम, जब जननी है संग हमारे तो भला क्यों डरेंगे हम, भय का अब कोई स्थान नहीं, भय का अब कोई स्थान नहीं, रस का दम है हम, वीर रस का दम है हम। भय का अब कोई स्थान नहीं, भय का अब कोई स्थान नहीं, वीर रस का दम है हम, वीर रस का दम है हम। निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे चलते ही रहेंगे हम, हृदय भरा भरपूर साहस, हृदय भरा भरपूर साहस, इसे न होने देंगे कम, इसे न होने देंगे कम। निर्भीक होके योग पथ पे चलते ही रहे